Well, hello everyone, and welcome to the new health conversation. And for all the sensors out there, well, I want to assure you, your community guidelines, we absolutely stay within those guidelines. We're researchers. We only present medical evidence that's in the public domain that everybody can go and look at. We don't make up things. We don't make claims. We've written 4 best-selling books with some of the top medical doctors in the whole world. That's all of our original research. So everything we're sharing with these audiences is all in the public domain. They can all see it. It's free access. Secondly, we've been doing this for 23 years and have helped about 500,000 people around the world. And we don't sell anything. We have no products. And that website is only for people to see medical proof and medical information. So I just wanted to clear that up. Well, a lot of people. Carolyn joined, Shishin, Anna joined, Timbo joined, Fatty Must joined, Mom. Ooh, lots of people joining. Any of you that are coming on, hello, Ron Smith. Any of you coming on this morning, I'm sure you're curious about this article. It's actually on the cover. I mean, this was June 9th, just a few days ago. Women's World, the #1 women's magazine in the world. I coach these 2 women. I actually know them. A mom and daughter, they really collectively lost 140 pounds. The daughter lost 50 pounds in 90 days or 3 months. The mom lost 90 pounds at 80 years of age, 80 in 9 months. And they both kept it off for more than 2 years. I mean, even the magazine's calling it over 50 protein miracle. And I don't know if you can read it. I'm going to bring it up close to you. It says, powerful new eating pattern can take off weight faster than anything else you've tried. And inside there's actually a two-page article about this. And the article they interview the #1 nutrition weight loss physiologist in the world. They're the ones that invented this. But this is going to make every single diet obsolete. This is huge. That's the #1 magazine. Now, do you really think you'd be on the cover of that if this was not real or it was a scam? Here's the article inside, everybody. Can you all read that? New protein miracle diet. That's what the magazine's calling it. So this is a news story. This is not some advertising thing. I want you all to understand that. We're going to get into all the details about what they did and why they did it and how it works and how you could participate. The easiest thing to do, you'll notice right above the magazine there in blue, it says the new health conversation. Let me shock you. That is a free medical website. If you go there, we will not contact you. Only way we'll contact you is if you decide, once you look at the medical proof, that you want to know more, that it's free coaching. And the coaches will go over every aspect of it and they'll coach you the whole time. Because what's so different about this, it's not just about losing the weight. That's almost one of the least important parts of this. It's also about maintenance. It's about showing you how to keep the weight off for the rest of your life. I lost 40 pounds in 7 weeks, 23 years ago. I've kept it off for 23 years. Now, these 2 women who I coached, I know them. They're now my friends. Obviously, they're pretty excited they lost 140 pounds and they've kept it off for a couple of years. The point is that my job is the researcher of the researchers. We're bringing you the medical proof. We actually have 10 peer-reviewed human trial medical studies. No other well, maybe I'm wrong. Show me can anybody tell me another influencer that has one peer-reviewed human trial study? Not scientific papers, those don't count. You need to have it on human beings. They take a long time. They cost a lot of money. Why don't any of them have it? Because they be exposed. Because when the researchers, when they validate your research, they have one job. They're trying to disprove what you're claiming. That's why no drug ever gets approved without a peer-reviewed human trial study, if that makes sense to everybody. 2 questions I have for you. Number 1, if you were going to lose 20 pounds, I want somebody to put it in the chat for if you feel like it. If you're going to lose 20 pounds, pick any diet you want. How long would you give yourself? Number 1. Number 2, why do you think that we have 80% of America overweight, 50% of Americans are obese, and 50% pre-diabetic? Does that sound to you like diets work? Because the other thing we want to do for you today in this podcast, this is free podcast. It's not pre-recorded. It's live. It's not an infomercial. This is about a free medical podcast that is going all over the world because we have a global problem with obesity now. They estimate 1 billion people are clinically obese in the whole world. You got to understand the whole system's going to collapse. You can't keep supporting these numbers going up and up and up and up as far as weight loss and obesity. I mean, Johns Hopkins Medical School now said study predicts obesity apocalypse by 2030. In 4.5 years, they're saying 86% of Americans are going to be overweight or obese. And they estimate by 2048, we could be close to 100% of America overweight or obese. I mean, honestly, do any of you really think diets work? Well, we're going to show you what does work after 40 years of research. This protocol invented by the top. Hello from Romania. Hello from Romania. Wow, nice. I had somebody else from Romania. And if I talk too fast, I apologize, but hopefully you can understand what I'm saying. But even from Romania, you can go. Do you see above the magazine in blue there, The New Health Conversation? Do you see that? Give me a yes, because you can go there and see all the medical proof, okay? Oh, that's wonderful. Romania. That's great. Who else would like to, wherever you're from? So Rosebud, Penny, let's see, Skeet, Tweety, Barucci, okay. Oh, Barucci's my new friend in Romania. So okay, you get to go. I'm in Denver, Jalobis. I'm in the tech center. This is where my studio is, where I'm shooting all these podcasts from. It's right off of, as you know, Bellevue and I-25. So we're neighbors. I'm not sure what part of Colorado you're in. If you want, Ireland, Rosebud, wonderful, wonderful. I'm half Irish. I am half Irish. My mom's name, my mom's name was Dowd, D-O-W-D. Can't get much more Irish than that. So I'm just having fun this morning. But let's get really serious. So again, I'd love for any of you. It seems like you're a very active audience this morning. Let's get some. I got 5 likes. Come on. Let's tap that screen. Now listen. I'm really curious. I'd love for anybody to tell me, if you had 20 pounds to lose, how long would you give yourself? Unfortunately, I'm going to have to expose the misinformation you're getting from all these other influencers. I see them, we're going to show you how to lose 20 pounds in a month, and it's mostly fat. Well, first of all, let me explain something to you. You do not burn or lose any fat in your body. You're born with a certain amount of fat, you die with a certain amount of fat, and those fat cells can expand and contract. So when they're telling you you're going to reduce fat, it's just a lie. Sorry, I'm saying the truth. What we give you is only the truth. Now, maybe you want to like it when we tell you, for example, 2/3 of you, whatever diet you're on right now, you're going to gain more weight than you lost. You heard me. That's not my opinion. Let me introduce myself. My name is Peter Greenlaw. I created the New Health Conversation podcast. I've been a nutritional researcher for 23 years. I've written 4 best-selling books. I did 20 shows on PBS. So for my friend in Romania, that's our public broadcasting television series that's go over the United States. And I've done over 1,500 lectures around the world. I obviously haven't been to Romania or Russia, but I've been to England, I've been to China, etc. So I have a lot of experience. But let me be clear with all of you. For 22 of those 23 years, despite all that I'd done, in the medical world, it meant 0. Why? Because there were no peer-reviewed human trial medical studies. You all need to understand how significant this is. What you're looking at on the screen was invented by the top weight loss nutrition physiologists in the world. They had 40 years of 100 studies, thousands of people on every diet out there, and they determined diets just don't work. So let's actually look. The 2 women you're looking at weren't part of the medical trials, but they did what they did in the medical trials, okay? Now, let's go and take a look at some of the people. Let's start with Kristen. That is not photoshopped, everybody. That's 21 pounds, 38 inches, or if someone's in kilos, that would be about 10 kilos in 30 days and 38 inches. Now, the thing I want you all to look at day 1, look at her stomach area, and then look at day 30. By the way, no one was allowed to exercise. Let me repeat that. No one was allowed to exercise. They actually wore Fitbits to prove they weren't exercising. Now, the researchers weren't against exercise, but they wanted to show, could this on its own do what you're looking in front of you? Obviously, if you want to exercise, it's fine. But in the studies, no exercise. That's what makes it even more dramatic. Now, I'm going to show you 4 or 5 pictures, and then I'll come back. I promise. Don't get impatient quite yet. I will explain to you exactly what they did, how they did it, why they did it, and why it's sustainable. That picture is 8 or 9 years old. She's kept that weight off now for 8 or 9 years. All the pictures I'm showing you are sustainable. That's why it's called R2M, race to maintenance. There's a lot of reasons to do this. I know weight loss is probably up there, but in our world, that's the least important thing. We almost joke. We know that's a given. When I show you some of these other pictures, you'll kind of get a picture of that, right? but I promise I'm going to explain to you exactly. People get on and they get mad at me and go, get to the point, get to the point. No, it's my podcast. I'm going to do it the way I want to do it, okay? I'm not being a jerk. You'll understand it is a little bit complicated. But first, let me show you some more proof of pictures that you probably will think we photoshopped, right? So let's look at Julie, everybody. That's 35 pounds or 17 and a half kilos in 37 days. Now, again, look at her body from her neck, from her stomach, from her legs. Look at how much she shrank. And you'll notice there's no loose skin. Hello, Julio. Hello, Gina. Hello, Rachel. The Creative Features. Dark Side Twice. Barbara Higley. Welcome, all of you. If I miss you, it's only because I'm concentrating so much on what I'm doing. I'm not trying to be rude. I appreciate any of the highs. We got 125 likes. Can we get some more taps on that screen? So that's Julie. Now let's go. Now this one you'll think is well, I'm going to ask you, is it the same woman? How about 60 pounds in 3 months? That's 30 kilos. Look at that. Now, is it the same woman? Please, anybody put in the chat. I want to know, is it the same woman? Well, it's a friend of mine's daughter. I'm not going to Photoshop her pictures. That's real. Look at the change in her face and her arms and her stomach. Look at that. Are you all having trouble believing this is even possible? And keep tapping. We're almost at 300 likes now. Come on. Yes, Baruchi, I want to pronounce your name correctly. Barku. I'm sorry, I'm sure I'm mispronouncing your name. I don't mean to. Are you saying yes, though, because you believe it is the same woman? Are you saying that is the same woman? But I'd let anybody else comment, Shirley or Mary or the last. Okay, you believe it is the same woman. Okay, great. But look at that, everybody. Now, let me show you a man. I'll show you a couple men. Look at this, everybody. That's an older gentleman. 40 pounds, 20 kilos in 30 days. You think that's Photoshopped? It's not. And then look at his lab work. Do you see the blood work in green right there? A1C, 8.4 to 6.4. Triglycerides, 242 to 124 in 30 days. Have any of you ever seen anything like this? Because the researchers had, in 40 years of research and 100... every diet out there, they never saw any results like this because this isn't a diet. It has nothing to do with dieting. We'll explain that to you in a moment. Now let me show you, to show you what happens when people work out, okay? This particular gentleman did work out. I want to point that out, okay? But look at that. Not just 50 pounds in 4 months, but look at the change in his body. Look at that, everybody. See, it's not just that you're losing weight. What's really happening is the fat cells are shrinking, and in its place, the body is making lean muscle. We'll go into that. I'll prove to you in the studies, they measured lean muscle mass. And in the people who didn't exercise, they gained 6 to 9% lean muscle mass. Obviously, he worked out. Look at the transformation. Now, this is the one that I'm the most happy about. You think she changed her life? She lost 200 pounds, and she's kept it off. But look at her body. Where's the loose skin? She didn't have any surgery. Isn't that just so hopeful for people? You look at the picture on the left. I mean, she was smiling and she was happy. But do you think she's happier on the right? I know she is. All right, so let's get to it. I know everybody's impatient now. Everybody's mad at me. Get to the point. Get to the point. I'll get to the point. Slow down. Okay, so let's first talk about why diets are abject failures. And again, I'm always asking people, a lot of people on here, does anybody know the actual definition of a calorie? What is a calorie? Why are you counting calories when you have no idea what it is? Again, I'd love for anybody to put in the chat the definition of a calorie. Well, the one thing the researchers figured out that all the diets, remember they did 100 studies, thousands of people, every diet out there that were all based on what? Calories in, calories out. Yeah, people lost weight initially on all these diets. That's the good news. But 2/3 of the people that they studied ended up gaining more weight than they lost in the long run. No one was able to sustain. There was no sustainability, and here's why. Counting calories has no impact on your body at all. Your human body has no idea what a calorie is. Obviously, I'm not trying to be disrespectful. I didn't know what a calorie was 23 years ago, so let me be honest. I'm fessing up. If you don't know, but why in the heck have we been brainwashed to count calories all this time? So the researchers said, here's the problem with diets. Your body, here's what I'm going to teach you. Your body has no idea what a calorie is. When you're hungry, you're not hungry for calories. What you're hungry for is the only thing that matters to your body, and that's nutrition. We all have a minimum amount of nutrition depending how tall, old, size. We need a certain amount of nutrition to run all our organs efficiently, the brain, the heart, the kidney, the liver, the lungs, etc. How many people out there don't have enough energy? The reason you don't is you don't have enough fuel, or you don't really have enough fuel. So the researchers figured out the reason diets don't work is really simple. A diet is nothing more than reducing the amount of food you're consuming, and at the same time, you're reducing the amount of nutrition. Put a yes in the chat if this makes sense so far. So what did the researchers do? What did they do that was different and unique to create these results that no one's ever seen before? Unless you think it's normal to lose 21 pounds and 38 inches in 30 days on any diet you've ever been on. So they concentrated and said, we need to come up with new food groups. The research, there's no products involved here, everybody. It's only food and a new way of consuming it that these researchers invented. So they put together, or they looked for food groups or foods that had large amounts of nutrition, but small amounts by quantity, so that you could get more out of the amount of food you were consuming. Let me give you a side example. If you could go to a gas station today, assuming you got a gas-powered car, and pump number 1 says you can get 1 gallon to take you 20 miles. Pump number 2 says this gallon will take you 100 miles. That's kind of what the researchers did. So they put together, number 1, a food list, but only 30% of the food she bought or consumed in a month came from the grocery store. You would literally get the same grocery list she got: proteins, fats, carbs, vegetables, and fruits. But instead of giving you calorie counts, the researchers concentrated on serving sizes. Very unusual, but it was really part of why this worked. So does everybody get that? 30% of what you would buy, real money, you buy it from your grocery store. When I say 30%, that's 30% of what you spent last month on food, that small amount. The other 70% did not come from the researchers, doesn't come from us, buying anything, except you get to buy directly from the suppliers who for 20 years had gone around the world to places like Russia and Mongolia and Tibet and South America, New Zealand, to find foods with huge amounts of nutrition, but small quantities of food. See, our food in this country, like 150 years ago, used to have a lot of nutrition. You didn't see very many overweight people back in our grandparents' days or great-grandparents' days, right? So the researchers said, now we have the ingredients, 30% from the grocery store list that they created, and the other 70% from these foods around the world. Then they created 2 new ways of consuming the food. This is what made it work in addition. And they said, the researchers, they could have never done this like 100%, even organic food, it never would have worked because it didn't have enough nutrition. Because they were going to lower the amount of food people consumed, but they were going to increase nutrition. So 5 days a week, she had 4 meals a day. Meal number 1 was breakfast, was from these exotic foods around the world, nothing from the grocery store. Meal number 2 was lunch, only food from the grocery store list. Meal number 3 was dinner, only from the grocery store list, and a 4th meal after dinner, these exotic foods. You got that, everybody? So 5 days a week, you'd be having 4 meals a day. I know it's totally contrary to this is not a diet. This is a complete new way of living your life, okay? Then 2 days a week out of 7, she did something called intermittent nutritional fasting. Don't hear fasting. Don't hear water fasting. Don't hear time restricted eating. No, it was fasting with nutrition. Well, what do you mean by that? I'm going to explain it to you right now. No food from the grocery store at all. Only these exotic foods from around the world. But this time they let her eat, listen to this, 8 times a day. So she was having these incredible amount of nutrients about every hour and a half. No one was hungry. In a month, the research showed that people's hunger, like hers, went down 41% in 30 days. Cravings were going down 40% within a week or 2. But that wasn't the big story. The big story was people's blood pressure, blood sugar, cholesterol, triglycerides all came down. And the really big one was inflammation. In case you don't know, inflammation is the underlying cause of every disease out there according to the medical world, and we're not treating, curing, diagnosing, or making any medical proclamations whatsoever. Inflammation came down 25% in a month. No diet has ever done this. Now, one other thing to make it even more complicated, you all, including me, this is a new medical syndrome. It's called TDOS, What does it mean? T is for toxicity or toxins. The D is for the nutritional deficiency in our food. O for being overweight. S is for stress. It's a registered trademark, U.S. Patent Office. You notice my name there, Peter Greenlaw. Yes, I did discover it. That's not the point. We're now becoming these chemical experiments. We're drinking, we're breathing, eating chemicals. You don't have to believe me. Go Google plastics in your brain. 5 weeks ago, they came out and said we're now finding microplastics in our brain and in our coronary arteries in our heart. This is out of control. But also what you're storing in your body are herbicides and pesticides and Scotchgard and Teflon and flame retardants and all kinds of chemicals. Now, the thing I want to point out to you is how is the body dealing with these chemicals that we can't avoid, the TDOS syndrome? Well, right now, if you're not on this protocol, your body is simply storing these chemicals inside your visceral fat, primarily in the abdomen region. The thing I want you to look at in the before and after with her, day one, look at that stomach area. See that? What happens, the body takes the chemical once the liver can't deal with it anymore and stuffs it inside the fat cell, and the fat cell expands. That's what you're seeing on day one. Then look at day 30, basically a flat stomach with no exercise, no sit-ups, and that's 30 days, everybody. That's 30 days. And if you look at Julie, who I showed you just a minute ago, I'll come back to Julie. Look at the change in her body composition. That's the fat shrinking and her body literally making lean muscle. They measured it. Lean muscle mass went up 6 to 9% in a month, and no one was allowed to exercise. I understand it's too. I mean, I'd love for anybody to make a comment. What do you think about this, everybody? I mean, we got lots of new people coming on here. Mama, Rachel, Locked in Drag, TX Myra, Sylvia, let's see, Faith in God, Ella, lots of people joining. We got 1,000 likes. Can everybody please tap on that screen? Now let's keep going. This is the daughter of a friend of mine. I know I showed it before, but I always get amazed that people think it's a different woman. Who wants to put in the chat? Is that the same woman or a different woman? Did we Photoshop it? Did we AI? Did we change it? But honestly, everybody, if that's real, 60 pounds in 3 months, does that stun you? Does that just stun you? And look at her body comp. Look at her face. Look at her arms. Look at her stomach area. Can you all see that? Sylvia, yeah, I know, Sylvia. All of this. Look, for all of you, I want you all to know, we're here to bring you this incredible news. We didn't do this research, but we're making it available now to the world because it's a worldwide problem. But Sylvia, is that just crazy? Now, Sylvia, wait till I show you this. This is an older gentleman. What do you think about that, Sylvia? 40.8 pounds, 52.5 inches. That's from his neck to his ankles. But look at his blood work. Look at his A1C from 8.4 to 6.4. If there's any medical people on here, I'd love for you to comment. Triglycerides, 242 to 124 in 30 days. No exercise. Look at his stomach. That's my point. Look at it. How much his stomach shrank. That's the detox port. See, this is really a detox. Now, rather than these people that are giving these ads, oh, you're going to do a detox, they don't have a one shred of medical evidence. They're giving you hype. These researchers did blood, stool, urine, and fat analysis, proving that this protocol was helping the body remove herbicides, pesticides, Scotchgard, and Teflon out of your body. That's the main reason to do this. The weight loss is like that's a throw-in. We're teaching you how to change the rest of your life. You're going to get to hit the reset button or not, or you can go back to keto, paleo, Mediterranean. Listen to these influencers, nice people. They don't have one shred of medical evidence. Heck, I still haven't anybody even give me the definition of a calorie. You're all counting calories. Why? What's a calorie? Well, the body doesn't know what a calorie is. Why are you counting them? I know you maybe think I'm this mad scientist. No, it's real. And I'm going to show you the medical evidence now of all the major people saying we were wrong. They're basically saying, what if everything you thought you knew, the audience I'm talking to you now, what if everything you thought you knew about diet, exercise, nutrition was wrong? Because it is. You can't possibly think if we're going to be at 86% overweight and obese in 4.5 years that diets are working. This is like madness. We're like brainwashed. We're like part of some cult. Again, 550 years ago, everybody in the world thought one thing. Remember what it was? The world's flat. Now everybody in the world thinks what? Calories in, calories out. Well, don't believe your eyes. Go to the mall today. You're all going to be going to the beach soon. Wait, this is insanity. And what do we keep doing? We come up with more schemes to count calories. It's just it's madness. Look at Brian here. Now, he did exercise. Let me qualify this. He wasn't part of the medical studies. He did this while exercising. Look at that transfer, 50 pounds in 4 months, but look at the body composition. People losing 50 pounds don't look like that after 4 months, I guarantee you. And then this is one of my favorites, Mary. Sorry, wait a minute, show you. Look at that, everybody, 200 pounds, and she's kept it off. But look at her body comp. Where's the loose skin? She hasn't had any surgery. Look at that. You think there's anything like this on the planet? Please, anybody put it in the chat. Tell me something you think you know that would ever do something like this. Oh, she lost that weight in a little bit under a year, by the way, just to let you know. So she averaged something like, what would that be? Almost 15, 18 pounds a month, something like that. You know, I mean, with no exercise. Yeah, I know that. So let's see what we're talking about. How using free radicals. Cancer causes, yeah, I know that. I know about Otto Warburg in 1986. I wrote the definitive book with one of the top cancer doctors in the world called Your Third Brain. I'm very familiar, unfortunately, with cancer. I lost my younger brother in 2011 to kidney cancer. My brother was 6'4", and when he died, he weighed 115 pounds, which is exactly one of the things that is so deadly about losing weight. When you lose lean muscle mass, it actually makes you unhealthy, because one of the things it does, it slows down your own immune system. That's why these diets are so harmful. That's why this particular protocol is so powerful, because when they measured people's lean muscle mass, it increased 6 to 9% with no exercise at all. So, fancy detoxify, right? Sylvia says, awesome. And I'm not sure what I agree with you. Cancer uses fermentation for energy and requires sugar. Couldn't agree with you more. So I'm not quite sure of your point or what you wanted me to comment about that. But all of you, take a look at this. That's real. I'm still waiting for somebody to tell me, if you wanted to lose 20 pounds, how long would you give yourself to do it? But also, no one's been able to give me the definition of a calorie yet. Sylvia, how using free radicals? No. As a matter of fact, what they found, Sylvia, in the studies, it's in the research, that free radicals came down massively. And typically when that happens, if you know much about it, that antioxidants would also be coming down. They actually, in this protocol, antioxidants decrease while there was a massive decrease in free radicals. No one's ever seen these kind of results before. And this was done not by a company. They don't have any products. They don't sell anything. But they created new food. The key always was in the food. That was the answer. But we just got off track. We started to produce these mountains of food, and then because we overlooked the fact, no, the soil needs to breathe. You need to rotate the crops. But we figured out using phosphates and nitrates that we didn't have to turn the soil. But what happened to our food? It became less and less and less nutritious. And the disease, the overweight exploded, and so did disease. My God, we have 80% of America overweight today, 50% obese, 50% pre-diabetic. But the worst thing is the Center for Disease Control, go look it up, metabolic syndrome. 92% of you have it. If you're overweight, high blood pressure, high blood sugar, high cholesterol. If you have 3 of those five factors, and weight was the other one, you're considered metabolic unhealthy. Right now, it's called metabolic dysfunction, it's up 25% of the total healthcare budget. In 1964, it was like 2%. Who on this podcast thinks what we're doing is working? No. You don't need to get my book. We can't trust the food says today either. So how do we do this? Okay, let me show all of you right now. So Sylvia and anybody else that wants to look, we provided you a free medical website. Right there, above the magazine article, The New Health Conversation. Does everybody see that? Sylvia, do you see it? Give me a yes if you see it. You go to that website if you want. We will not contact you. We don't need to do that. We're going to let the medical proof talk for itself. Once you get to look at the medical proof, right above it says free coaching. That's not a gimmick. You get a coach. They'll go over your immediate concerns, whatever they might be, and they'll coach you the whole time, plus teaching you how to do maintenance. Listen, we have kids as young as 2 doing this. We have a lady 91 years old, and the mom here in this, I coached both of these women. I know somebody came on late. This came out on June the 9th, the #1 women's magazine in the world, Women's World. The mom there on the left is 80 years old. She lost 90 pounds in 9 months. The daughter lost 50 pounds in 3 months. They both kept it off for 2 years. No one's ever seen anything like this before. Now, the reason I show you this, you think you get on the, it has nothing to do with me, but the magazine's calling it over 50 protein miracle. They're calling, but it's not just for people over 50 when we got 2-year-olds and 91-year-olds. Oh, my point is that the mom is 80. She did this. We have people with no thyroids. You know, people say, what about hypothyroidism? What about, you know, goiter? We have people with no thyroids. This is working. How about a man with a heart transplant? How about people with no gallbladders? How about people with kidney transplants? And here's the thing: we're not doing any medical prevention, intervention, whatever. No, we're not doing any of that. We're teaching you how to use this. But it makes sense. If you could give your body massive amounts of nutrition in less food, you're going to be healthier. It's that simple. And we have the medical proof to back it up. So Sylvia, you understand, if you go to the website, all of you, by the way, all of you can go there, all right? And see the medical proof. There's an interview with the number one weight loss nutrition physiologist in the world. He and his team created this protocol. It's a great interview. I mean, it's a podcast, and he'll tell you why you'll never do any traditional. They even said they'll never do with any of their patients a traditional diet ever again. Because 40 years, they looked at them all, keto, paleo, Mediterranean. None of them ever worked long term. And sadly, 2/3 of the people who lost weight ended up weighing more than when they started. Do you understand? Please give me some yeses in here. Do you understand that if you're counting calories, it can't possibly work long term? And you can't lose any more. Do you understand why, Sylvia? Do you understand why? Because what you have lost, Sylvia, don't get mad at me, but you've lost tremendous amounts of lean muscle mass. And because of that, what your brain did without you controlling you, it slowed down your metabolism. I don't give a darn what you do. Once your metabolism slows down, you're not going to lose any more weight. But the other thing you understand, I know that it certainly works. Well, not till now. Good. I'm glad you have that attitude. Look, here's the point for all of you. What is the website? Oh, it's okay. So Dawn, I think it's Dawn T. You were the one that and we're in total agreement on cancer, by the way. Okay, and unfortunately, I know too much about it. But you see it right above the magazine article there. I think it's Dawn asking me, what is the website? You see it there, the New Health Conversation. Give me a yes, Dawn, just so I know that you're clear, because I don't want people not to be able to get the information. Yeah, I'm tired all the time, so yes, because you have no nutrition, because you're eating less food. But where do you find food with this kind of amounts of nutrition? Unless you go to Russia or Mongolia or Tibet or South America, New Zealand, that's where 70% of the food these people consume came from. Not from the researchers, not from the United States, not from Kansas or Nebraska or Illinois. They only use 30% of the food available in the United States because we just don't have enough nutrition anymore in our food. You couldn't create what they created even if you do organic. They did that for 40 years. They did organic. They did all this, all the Jenny Craig, Weight Watchers, Nutrisystem, you name the diet, none of them ever worked long term. And those aren't my opinions. So anyway, Dawn, does that make sense? Please give me a yes if you see the New Health Conversation, and understand when you go there, when you see all the medical proof, including this interview, including let me show all of you so Dawn, everybody understands. Here's the website. There's nothing to buy on that website. Those modules, like 1 is the interview with the #1 nutritional researcher in the world. 2 is a much more detailed video explanation of kind of what they did every day. 3 are the actual medical studies. You click on the link, it takes you to the obesity journal, takes you to, Nature Communications. And then 4, more before and after pictures. There are people on the lost 100 pounds, no loose skin. How amazing is that? I showed you the one gentleman that was working out, Brian. Look at that, everybody. It's not just that he lost 50 pounds in 4 months, which is still pretty incredible. Look at the transformation in his body. You think that's a diet? In our world, the weight loss is the least important thing. The most important thing are the physiological changes in the body. That's evidenced by Curtis. An older gentleman, 40 pounds and 52 inches in a month with no exercise. Look at his stomach, everybody. I'd love for anyone to put in the chat, are you just having trouble struggling that this isn't real? Or you're saying something like, oh my God, it's unhealthy to lose that much weight that fast on a diet. Well, number one, on a diet, that would never happen, number one. But number two, yeah, on a diet, this would be unbelievably unhealthy because we know on diets, everyone, 25 to 40% of the weight loss you're excited about is your lean muscle mass. That's like our lady here telling us, yeah, look at somebody saying the public domain has so many medical studies showing calorie deficit doesn't work long term. Well, I'm going to read them in just a moment here, everybody. I'm going to show you the medical proof, but I want to make sure, does anybody have any questions about how in the world, let's go back to Kristen for a minute. How did she lose 21 pounds and 38 inches in 30 days? And then if we take a pause, I'm going to read to you from the medical study showing you that calorie counting is dead, finished, over. I mean, still don't have anybody give me the definition of a calorie. Why are you counting calories? Have I lost my mind? Maybe I have. So let's look. Thank you, Chris. I'm going to read now some of the studies. Let's all start here, everybody. How about Harvard Medical School? Pretty credible? Harvard Medical School? Title of the study, Stop Counting Calories. They said, the idea of a calorie in, calorie out when it comes to weight loss is not only antiquated, it's just wrong, says Fatima Stanford, obesity specialist, Harvard Medical School. Drop the calories notion, Stanford said it's time to take a different approach by concentrating what's in our food, not how much food we're consuming. That's what these researchers did, and they don't have anything to do with Harvard. But let's keep going. Let's look at the next big study. Why you shouldn't count calories. That's not my opinion. That's the title of the study, everybody. Please pay attention. Our researchers discovered that while counting calories and restricting calories can help you lose weight in the short term, the approach has never been proven to keep weight off long term. What's even worse, 2/3 of people who try to count or restrict their calories gain back more weight than they lost. Counting calories increases chronic psychological stress and cortisol production, two factors that are known to cause weight gain. Well, you're going on diets to gain weight. Well, what? Well, you think I'm making this stuff up? Let's go to this is the defining one. This is Medicare. A new study just came out. Medicare is trying to lower healthcare costs because obesity leads, we know, to 40 known diseases, according to Harvard Medical School. Listen to the title of the study. Medicare's search for effective obesity treatments. Diets are not the answer. That's Medicare saying that. That's not Peter Greenlaw saying that. Let's go on to what they said. Our researchers reviewed studies of long-term outcomes of calorie restrictive diets to assess whether dieting by counting calories is an effective treatment for obesity. The studies showed that 2/3 of dieters regained more weight than they lost on any diet. In summary, there's little support for the notion that diets lead to lasting weight loss or health benefits. Until now, this is not a diet. What you think? What do you think? Why would Medicare say diets don't work? That wouldn't be in their best interest. They're trying to bring healthcare costs down because healthcare costs are exploding. You know that. It's not just the fact that we're overweight as a society. 92% of us are what's called metabolically unhealthy by the CDC, Center for Disease Control. If you have 3 of 5 factors: overweight, high blood pressure, high blood sugar, high cholesterol, high triglycerides. 92% of you. And see, don't get fooled. You're controlling your blood pressure with a medication or your blood sugar. Great. Thank God we have these drugs. But you still have the condition. Don't kid yourself. If you're taking high blood pressure medication, you still have high blood pressure. If you're taking blood sugar medication, glucophage, metformin, Ozempic, whatever, and I'm not against the shots. Let me explain that to everybody. They're helping diabetics and helping people who are morbidly obese. But let's go to the real medical evidence. The New England Journal of Medicine, arguably the number 1 or 2, 3 journals in the whole world, recognized for their excellence in investigative medical things. Here's the study they did. You can look it up. See, this is in the public domain. I mean, nothing we're telling you is we're making it up. It's real information. So the the New England Journal of Medicine, once weekly semaglutide in adults with overweight or obese. This was a 68-week study, not 6 to 8 weeks, 68 weeks, a year and 4 months. After 68 weeks, the weight loss was 32 pounds. And of the 32 pounds people lost, 40% was lean muscle mass. That's my point. I mean, do you understand what the shot is? It's a low, what it does, it slows down the food moving through your digestive tract. Code word, you eat less food because you're full longer. But what have you done to yourself? You've limited the amount of nutrition in your body, and your brain kicked off. Well, it's proven. It used up of the 32 pounds they lost, that would be like 13 pounds, was lean muscle mass. What do you think is going to happen when the people, if they do stop the shots? We're seeing them. They're gaining a half a pound a day. They're gaining back all their weight because, again, it's just a diet, which is causing you to lose lean muscle mass. You lose lean muscle mass, you're doomed. You will never keep the weight off. We're not even arguing that you can lose weight on any of these diets. You can do the Dunkin' Donut diet. I'm not kidding you. You can lose weight. But what kind of weight are you losing? And there's no way you're going to keep it off. I mean, I'd love for you to tell me an influencer that you're following that's showing you one shred of medical proof of anything. This, the big rage now, this intermittent fasting. We don't eat for 16 hours and you eat for 8. It's just nonsense. And I don't make things up. Here's a big study on this time-restricted eating where you don't eat for 16 hours, you eat for 8. Journal of the American Medical Association. Again, I don't give you opinions, ladies and gentlemen. If you want those, there's plenty of people you can go see. But this is the Journal of the American Medical Association. New research found that overweight adults who were assigned to routinely fast 16 hours a day, 16/8, over the course of 3 months, their words, gained almost no benefit from it. And over the course of 3 months, they lost an average of 2 to 3.5 pounds. And most of the weight they shed was not body fat, but lean muscle mass. Time-restricted eating. They're telling you can lose 20 pounds in a month, and most of it's fat. Misinformation, and I'm being kind. It's just nuts. It's crazy what we're doing. We're here to help all of you. Dawn, we're on the same page. Oh my gosh, Dawn, you were so much in alignment. Lockstep. I love it when we have advocates that are with us. So Dawn, did you see I want to make sure, Dawn, you have the opportunity. I think you'll find this fascinating, that website, The New Health Conversation. Please give me a yes that you understand. Well, all of you, I want you to know you can go to that website for free. We will not contact you. But if you like what you see, you can scroll down and get a coach that'll go over any other questions that you have. But the website has an interview with the number one weight loss nutrition physiologist in the world. He doesn't work for a pharmaceutical company. They don't have any products to sell. So what would be their motivation? To find basically the silver bullet, or the cure for, not the cure, but the silver bullet for weight loss and obesity. You can't use the cure word, I understand. So I didn't say that, erase that. But again, do you think that, look, Linda, a nurse in the blue, lost 50 pounds in 3 months. Her mom, 80 years old, lost 90 pounds in 9 months, and they kept it off for 2 years. Do you think they feel better? Do you think maybe they have more energy? I can tell you this, that the mom, when she originally started this more than 2 years ago, she couldn't walk up a flight of stairs without getting out of breath. 2.5 years later, she's playing pickleball 3 times a day. She's 3 times a day. She's swimming 3 times a week, and she's walking up to 4 miles a day. She got her life back at 80 years old. Well, she was 78.5 when she started. Right? Is that right? No, 77.5. Sorry. I did the math wrong. I made a mistake. Don't hold it against me. I coached these 2 women. I know them. It's not fake. I know all the researchers who did all the research of, this is my friend's daughter. 60 pounds in 3 months. Who isn't interested in that? Would anybody like to comment? Is it the same woman, for crying out loud? Is it? Yes, Sylvia Craig, you're exactly right. Good, Dawn, I'm happy. And Sylvia, you're going to check out the website too, I'm assuming, right? Look, oh wow, we're at 2,200 likes. Please, everybody, it's not to boost my ego. Take me out of the equation. Because number one, it's not even my research. I'm not taking credit for their research. But what are we doing for you? We're making you aware of it. Because the sad part is almost all of you will go back to keto. I'd love for anyone to put in the chat diets you're on that you think are going to work long term. What would they be? I'm open. I'm open. When we've got look at, these are just some of the medical studies proving that diets just don't work. Counting calories is dead. It's finished. It's over. My God, when you had Medicare, I'm going to read it again to you. Medicare's search for effective obesity treatments. Diets are not the answer. Our reviewers reviewed studies of long-term outcomes of calorie-restricted diets to assess whether these diets are an effective treatment for obesity. The studies showed that 2/3 of dieters regained more weight than they lost on any diet. In summary, there's little support for the notion that diets lead to lasting weight loss or health benefits. That's Medicare telling you that. And yet most of you are going to go back to whatever you're doing, keto, paleo, you're in the gym, 10,000 steps, drink more water, make a list, whatever it is. It's all nonsense. It's all nonsense. It's not working. I mean, when John, I mean, does it not shock you? If I can just find it here, let me find it. Oh yeah, here it is. This is Johns Hopkins Medical School. This isn't Peter Greenlaw telling you this. Study predicts obesity apocalypse by 2030. They estimate 86% of Americans are going to be overweight or obese by 2030 in 4.5 years. Honestly, I hope some of you are already on vacation. Go to the beach. Go to the beach. Look at America. It's not their fault. Now, I'm going to tell you something. Why am I so darned fired up about this? My own mother was morbidly obese. I never knew her thin. I never knew her healthy, and I loved her. And 24 years ago, she called me up one day, and she said, you know, Peter, I have one really big wish in my life. I said, Mom, what's that? She said, I would give anything if I could spend one day thin. I said, wow, Mom, that's cool. Well, 6 months later, massive heart attack and stroke. I loved my mom. I saw her be fat shamed. One of the reasons I'm so adamant against diets, I saw my mom do about every diet there was. I'm serious. She would cut diets out of the National Enquirer. She did the grapefruit diet. She did the cabbage soup diet. I'd see her go to Weight Watchers for a whole week. I didn't know it then. And she'd lose 4 ounces. And we think, oh, that's really great. 4 ounces in a week. This whole diet is a disaster. The whole diet, what's going on, is a complete disaster. It's almost to the point. And we have 1 billion people worldwide clinically obese, not just overweight. And it was done in the Lancet, the biggest medical journal in the world. And they said that they now they say obesity is the leading form of malnutrition in the world. What? Yeah. Because you see, we're having these calories, which no one has even given me the definition of a calorie yet. Lean, Northern California, wild meat and vegetables. Yeah, as long as especially if it's steak or chicken, make sure it's grass-fed and it's got to be finished. Make sure it's finished, okay? And it sounds like you're doing really good things. Cindy, Ozempic is changing lives, really? I'd love for you to tell me why that would be. Let me read you the medical proof, and you tell me if you think it's as good as this, okay? So let's just put this up on the screen. Here's a 68-week study. There's Matthew. I'm not going to, I don't make political comments, so don't get me down that road. I'm sorry. So Cindy, Ozempic is changing lives. Really? Well, here's a big study in the New England Journal of Medicine on semaglutide, one of the GLP-1s. And again, don't get mad at me. I'm just reading you from the report, okay? So after 68 weeks on semaglutide, the weight loss in 68 weeks, that's a year and 4 months, was 32 pounds, and 40% of what they lost was lean muscle mass. It's making people unhealthy. When you lose that kind of lean muscle mass, you've already compromised your immune system. You're trying to tell me that Kristen losing 21 pounds, well, let's look at Curtis. He lost 40 pounds in a month. Should he take 68 weeks or should he do it in a month? And they measured his lean muscle mass increased 6 to 9% with no exercise. So please don't tell me that Ozempic's the answer see, these are pitiful results. Pitiful. 68 weeks, 32 pounds. Let's see. So that's 16 months. Yeah, they did great. They lost 2 pounds a month. Are you kidding me? Are you serious about that? Really? Are you serious? And even Medicare is now saying that and what is Ozempic? It's a diet. Medicare's search for effective obesity treatments. Diets are not the answer. The authors found that the studies on long-term outcomes of calorie-restricted diets, which is what Ozempic is, or 2/3 of the people gain more weight than they lost. You can have whatever opinion you want. But if you think 32 pounds in 68 weeks is good, then go for it. Do it. And I'm not against the shots. That's a crazy thing. Yes, they're helping diabetics. Yes, they're helping morbidly obese people. But I'm dealing with the people coming off the shots and they're gaining a half a pound a day. So let's see, who else? Hey, man. Okay, wait a minute. In Lean, Northern California, what do I do? Kenny, I'll tell you in 1 second. Cutting out seed oils. Yeah, that's important. You're going to, like I said, Dawn, you're going to love, please go to the website. So Kenny, let me explain to you exactly. How did he do this? First of all, the researchers figured out after 40, these are the top weight loss nutrition physiologists in the world, not somebody giving us opinions, okay? They had done 100 studies, thousands of people on every one of these diets. There were no shots then. They didn't do any, because New England Journal of Medicine did the analysis on the shot. Maybe you think that's good, 32 pounds in a year and 4 months versus 40 pounds in a month safely and losing no lean muscle, gaining 6 to 9% lean muscle. So here's where the fallacy of all this goes. You know why the shots work? They slow down the food moving through your digestive tract. You eat less food, but here's the downfall of that. It has nothing to do with calories. The only reason we eat food, I know it tastes good, but that's not the reason. The main reason is because of nutrition. Here's how our body works. It works on a minimum amount of nutrition. I don't care if you take a damn shot. I don't care if you do keto, paleo, whatever. At the end of the day, you're reducing the amount of food you're consuming. But what else are you reducing? Nutrition. When your brain senses less nutrition, it goes in starvation mode. It's not up for debate. We have the medical proof to prove it. And your body will stop accessing the fuel in your fat cells and turn to your muscles for fuel. My God, New England Journal of Medicine just proved they lost 40% of their lean muscle. Are you kidding me? Are you serious? It's not my opinion. So the researchers said we need to do something different. We need to put foods together that have, number one thing, massive amounts of nutrition. It had nothing to do with the amount of the food. It had to do with what was in the food. So they put together a grocery list for him and everybody else. So 30% of the food he consumed came from the grocery store. Proteins, fats, carbs, vegetables, and fruits. But instead of giving him calorie counts, they gave him serving sizes. Because it wasn't based on the amount. It was based on the amount of nutrition in the food. Does that make sense to everybody? Give me a yes. Then, but here's the other part that you would never do with the shots. They found other researchers who for 20 years had gone around the world to Russia, to Mongolia, to Tibet, to South America, New Zealand, to find foods with huge amounts of nutrition, but small quantities of food. And then the key, new ways of consuming the food. Unlike diets that are restrictive, they had people 5 days a week, they had 4 meals a day. Their first meal, breakfast, meal number 1 from these exotic foods around the world. Nothing from the grocery store. Meal number 2 was lunch, all from the grocery store. Meal number 3, dinner from the grocery store. And a 4th meal after dinner, these exotic foods. You could never do that on a regular diet. Are you kidding me? Eating 4 times a day? But you got to understand, they were getting huge amounts of nutrition in small quantities of food. The quantity of food meant nothing. Because it was not about calories. It was not about anything other than nutrition. And then listen to this. This will blow your minds and probably make some of your heads explode. Then 2 days a week, they did something called intermittent nutritional fasting. Not fasting, not water fasting, not time-restricted eating. On those days, no food from the grocery store, only these exotic foods around the world. But this time, he ate 8 times a day. He wasn't hungry. And we've got the medical proof. We've got, unlike the New England Journal of Medicine, these people, they lost 16 pounds in a month and gained 6 to 9% lean muscle mass. And some of them did better, like Curtis, 40 pounds in a month. The women, I mean, look at my friend's daughter. According to these studies, that would take you 28 months. She lost 60 pounds in 3 months. They lost 32 pounds in 16 months. Are you kidding me? It's a joke, isn't it? Is it a joke? Did we fake these pictures for all of you? Yeah, I'm not against the shots. If people have to do that, great. But don't try and compare the shot to this. And this is backed by 10 peer-reviewed human trial studies. There's 1 or 2 studies on the shots. We don't know what the long-term implications are going to be. We don't. I'm not against the shots. Don't hear me saying I'm against the shots. But I'm just contrasting from a medical perspective. This is the result of of 68 weeks. This is the result of 3 months. Look at her face. Look at her arms. Look at her body. You think it's photoshopped? It's not. I mean, look at Kristen. She only had 35 pounds to lose. She lost 21 pounds and 38 inches in a month. Does people, you think that's science fiction? Oh, because Sylvia, it's very easy. It's the Feel Great system. Sylvia, let's see, who else is here? Where do you get these? Okay. Great question, everybody. Bear with me. Do you all see the magazine cover there? By the way, everyone, this is the #1 women's magazine in the world. It came out June 9th. I coached both of these women, the mother and daughter. The daughter is 57 years old. She's a nurse. She lost 50 pounds in 90 days. The mom, who's 80 years old, lost 90 pounds in 9 months. Compared to the shots? Are you kidding me? It's like, what? It's a joke. You think they'd put this on the cover of this magazine? It's not an ad. It's a news story that they did. Now, let's talk about where can you get the foods. Do you see everybody in blue there, the new health conversation? This is too good to be true. That website has the medical proof only. There's nothing to buy there. As a matter of fact, you don't buy anything from us or the coaches. You don't buy anything from the researchers. You get a grocery list. You take it to the grocery store. Here's your fats, carbs, proteins, vegetables, and fruits. And the other 70%, look right above it says free coaching. It's free coaching. There's no gimmicks. There's no tricks. There's no bait and switch. Because we all got coached. I got medical doctors. I got PAs, physician's assistants. I got nurses. I got dietitians, nutritionists, weight loss people, etc. Because everybody wants to help. They have a friend and they want to show them how to do it. So you go to that website, look at the medical proof. Don't believe me. I'm the researcher of the research. It's not my research, but it's for you all to see. Then, and only then, once you see the research, scroll down and you can get a free coach the whole time. But here's the key to this. It's not about losing the weight. It's about the maintenance. I lost 40 pounds in 7 weeks, 23 years ago. I've kept it off for 23 years. That's what should excite you. That's what should get your interest. I know it sounds too good to be true, everybody. I need to lose 60 pounds. Well, how about this? So, Playa P, what do you think about that? Can you read the headline? How excited would that make you, Playa? I know I can kind of answer my own question. So for all of you, what you have to understand is that the researchers who created all this, they set it up so you can buy these exotic foods directly from the suppliers who supply. Actually, I don't know for sure, but I think it's like 23 countries around the world. So I know we had some people on here this morning from Ireland. We have people in Romania. We have people in Paris. I mean, all over the world, New Zealand. So if in those areas, if those suppliers, not us, we have nothing to do with it. We don't distribute anything. We don't sell anything. 30% of what you would buy, real money. When I say 30%, take your grocery bill from last month, take 30% of what you spent, you're going to buy food from the grocery store. The other 70% of what you spent, maybe a little bit more, because people ask me all the time, oh my God, how expensive is it? Well, one of the reasons it's so affordable is that the research has made it possible for you to buy directly from the sources, not from the researchers, not from us. And most people feel that it's probably about as much as you spent last month in your total food bill, because only 30% of what you spent last month, you'll spend this month at the grocery store. Does this make sense to everybody? Give me a yes. Does everybody understand that website? Put a yes. That's the free website to go to see everything. And then the coaches will show you and answer all your questions. See, we don't make you get a coach first to see the medical proof. A lot of people do that. Oh, buy my app and you'll get some recipes and then you'll get a coach. What a bunch of nonsense. And you've got to understand, I'd love for anybody to put in the chat, name another influencer that you're following that has one shred of medical evidence. We have 10 peer-reviewed human trial studies. And on the website, you can see the studies. They're there. There's nothing to hide. Why would we have to hide anything when we have the medical proof? Wait a minute. Are you trying to tell me when you've got something on the cover of Women's World and then they write a 2-page article on it. Look at the title. New Protein Miracle Diet. That's the magazine. And they vetted it. The reason that they got in there was because there were medical studies behind it, not just some celebrity endorsement. This is real. These are real people. I coached the mom and the daughter. I mean, the daughter's a nurse, 57 years old, 50 pounds in 3 months. versus the shot, 32 pounds in 68 weeks. Do whatever you want to do. We're not talking you in or out of any of this stuff. We don't have anything to sell. But we all did this, and we want to share it with you by coaching you, showing you how to do it. Or not, or go on whatever diet you think you're going to go on. I mean, I'm going to repeat, I know for the third time. Medicare. Medicare's search for effective obesity treatments. Diets are not the answer. Our researchers reviewed studies of long-term outcomes of calorie-restricted diets to assess whether these diets are an effective treatment for obesity. The studies showed that 2/3 of dieters regained more weight than they lost on any of these diets. In summary, there's little support for the notion that diets lead to lasting weight loss or health benefits. That's the thing with the shot. When people stop the shot, they're gaining all their weight back in no time. Why? Because you lost. I didn't make that up. New England Journal of Medicine, 40% of what they lost was lean muscle mass. Of course you've slowed your metabolism down. Of course you're going to gain all the weight back. I guess if you have enough money, you can stay on the shot forever. But you're going to continue to lose more lean muscle mass. I mean, you're getting less nutrition. Do you understand that? The fact it works by slowing down the food and you're going through your digestive tract, you're full longer. But you're creating a deficit. Does this make sense to everybody, or am I just crazy? Can't find any. Oh, hello, Danielle. There's one of our coaches. Sylvia Craig. Yes, so Sylvia, you do understand. Okay, Hera, 40 pounds for you. Well, how about, would you be good, then you'd be happy with 21 pounds, I'm sure, in 30 days. Am I right, Hera? Is that amazing? What do you think about that, Hara? Please give a comment. And do you all understand? I just got this issue in the mail yesterday. Wow, great. Rhino, did you start reading it yet? Is it not amazing? Please comment. I'm just so excited. I guess they had distribution problems, printing or something, because it was supposed to come out about a week ago, and it only, you see the published date is June 9th for all of you. So here's she's talking about, she just got this in the mail, Women's World. The #1 women's magazine in the world. I mean, really? So I'm going to end this podcast now, and I'll probably do another one. I try to do like 4 of them a day. So now it's 10 on the East Coast. So let's say I'll do like 9:30 Eastern Standard Time. We'll do another live. Does anybody have any last-minute questions? Oh, you sent me a white dove, Hara. That is wonderful. I mean, we got 3,000 likes. That's really, really great. So here's someone. I'm on day 9 today. I feel phenomenal. I do this 2 times a year and drink the amino acid shake daily. Great. Sylvia, thank you. Wow, we got a lot of support. Look, everyone, I don't want to create a controversy, but the thing you have to understand when you're talking about peer-reviewed human trial medical studies, there's nothing to argue about. They've already been analyzed and scrutinized by the top medical doctors and researchers in the world. That's why they're called peer-reviewed human trial studies. They're done on human beings. They're not done on mice or rats or chimpanzees. I invite all of you, in closing, do yourself a favor, go to the website, the New Health Converse. It's free to go there. Let me say for the 25th time, we will not contact you. If you go to the New Health Conversation, Craig or anybody else, we're not going to contact you. We don't need to do that. We don't need to do that because of the fact that we let the medical proof do the talking for us. If you understand peer-reviewed human trial studies is as high as you can go in medical research and no other diet has, well, the studies that were done on other diets are pitiful, like I told you. The shot, 32 pounds in 68 weeks, and 40% of what they lost was lean muscle mass. Yeah, they lost weight. We're not arguing that you can lose the weight, but what kind of weight do you lose? And is it sustainable? No. That's the thing. We were in 1964, we had 15% of America overweight or obese. And in 2024, 60 years later, we're at 80% overweight, 50% obese, 50% pre-diabetic, and Johns Hopkins Medical School just said study predicts obesity apocalypse by 2030. 86% of Americans are going to be overweight or obese. Does that show like a trend, like it's getting better, or is it getting worse? It's getting worse. Maybe the shots are going to help some people. I hope they do. I'm not against them. But again, I'm just showing you the medical sides. 32 pounds in 68 weeks, 21 pounds, 30 pounds, 40 pounds, 50 pounds in a month. So anyway, I'm going to go up to your site now and read up. What time is your next live? Probably around 11:30 or 12, Rhino, okay? But also, Rhino, do you see please give me a yes, Rhino. Do you see the website, the New Health Conversation? That's not about the magazine article. That's the actual medical proof that you can see. Give me a yes that you see that, Rhino, please, so I know. I don't want to leave with anybody that wants to see. Playa, do you understand the same thing? Or Kenny? Okay. So Rhino, yes, good. Okay, so everybody, the New Health Conversation, it's free to go there. We will not contact you. If you go there and like what you see, scroll down and you get a free coach. Okay, everybody? Thank you all so much for being part of this today, and we're at 3,200 likes, and I'll come back on probably around 11:30 Eastern Standard Time today, so that's, excuse me, that's 10:30 Central, 9:30 Mountain, 8:30 Pacific Time, and wherever else you are in the world. I know in Ireland and in Europe, so you're about let's see, I think you're around maybe 3:15, and if you're in England or in Ireland, I think you're 3:15 or 4:15 in the afternoon. So all of you, thank you all so much. Do yourselves a favor, go take a look because it could change the rest of your lives, okay? Thank you all. Bye for now.